I love doing these rescue box recaps, going over items that I've unboxed on this channel in the past, what I've sold, how much they've sold for, and what my profit or loss is on some of these boxes. So in today's recap, after recapping, I'm thinking this may be the biggest loss that I've had on a box to date. Now, did some of the items sell? They did, but not for enough. So we're going to go over this designer box that I opened at the beginning of this year, go over what was in the box, what sold, and how much money I've lost to date on this box. So let's get into it. All right, the first item that was in this box was a Zac Posen bag, and it's the little tiny mini crossbody bag. It's adorable. Those Zac Posen handbags are so cute. It's got a chain strap. The leather on this is actually in really good shape. Didn't need to do any sort of treatment or recoloring. I don't even think I needed to condition this. It was in such great shape. The issue with this bag is on the hardware. So on the hardware on the front, it is pretty damaged, missing a lot of the gold tone, and there's just no way that I know how to fix that. So that one is one that I have had listed. I keep dropping the price and it's still sitting there. So this bag is still for sale. If you're interested, make sure to send me an email to stinaresells@gmail.com. I'm happy to sell to you directly. It is also listed in my Poshmark closet and in my eBay store. But that one, zero. Okay, the next item that was in this box was a Derek Lam piece. This is in a size 4, so it was a smaller size. Derek Lam does not resell for much at all. And the issue with this piece in particular was that it was very basic looking, which for me personally, I kind of like wearing very classic or basic pieces. But when you're reselling, sometimes that makes it really hard. So this one sat around for a while, and then I finally decided to send it into the Referral because I knew that they could get some interest on it and get it sold faster. But I knew I was going to take a big cut in what I could make off of this piece. So that eventually did sell on the Referral. Wait for it, for $16. My commission on that was $3. So again, I knew that that was probably what was going to happen, and I took the risk anyway because it got zero interest after being relisted, and I just decided I needed to move it and send it into them. And it was in great condition. It just wasn't a piece that was going to move. Okay, the next item that was in the box was a Marlene Burger, kind of like a sweater shirt. And I was excited about this piece, but it also did not get a lot of interest at all. And again, it was kind of, even though in person it was really pretty, photographing, it just looked kind of like sad. So I made the same decision and decided to send that to the Referral. I thought that maybe if they photographed it, if they sold it, it would get more interest. It did, but it only sold for $32. So I only made $6 on that piece. The next item that was in the box, in my opinion, was like the big winner for the box. And this was a pair of Balenciaga, like liquid silver ankle boots. Now, the issue with these, but these boots were so damaged with the color on the back part of the heel. It's completely stripped from rubbing. So in large areas on the heel and on the back and even side of the boot, all you see is like the black from underneath that beautiful silver. That being said, I really thought that if I priced these correctly, that they would still sell. That has not been the case. And this is not one that I think I can fix myself. And I'm worried that if I try to fix it myself, I'm going to mess it up and then I'm not going to be able to salvage it at all. So that one is still for sale. I'm hoping that at some point somebody will buy this and it will save this box for me, but they are still unsold. I don't even know if, just because of the color, if they can be repaired at all. So that one is a 0. The next item that was in the box was a pair of Robert Clergy sandals, and these were like in a brown suede, and these were actually in really good condition. They do not resell for the most, so these I have chosen to resell myself and have not sent those into the Real. They still have not sold, so those are also a 0. The next item that was in the box was a pair of Tom Ford sunglasses, and I did end up sending these into the Real because sometimes with sunglasses, when they are scratched minorly, I will send them into the Real because for me, it's very difficult to photograph minor scratches. And I feel like them being responsible to the customer for maybe if the customer is not totally happy with the photographs versus the condition, that's a better situation for me. So these, and they were also a little loose, like they need to be tightened. So I did send these in. They sold right away on the Real for $60. So my commission on those was $12. And I'm not mad about that. I was happy to send that in and get that. The last item that was in this box was a pair of Mew Mew ballet flats. These were in kind of a mustard yellow patent, and they had this really cool embellishment on the toe. The problem with these, that overall structurally were in good shape. The issue was that under that embellishment, you could see a ton of glue. It was like the embellishment itself was discolored because you could see the glue through it. Sometimes I can clean up glue that's on shoes. That's not a big deal. But when it was in that like little crystal embellishment on the toe, there was no way I was going to be able to clean that up. So I sent these in actually thinking that they weren't going to get accepted, but I thought it was worth a try because it's something that I couldn't clean up enough for the customer. And they accepted them. Now, it took a really long time for them to sell. And when they finally did, they sold for $25.50. I was like so disappointed about that one. I thought for sure they were going to sell much higher than that. So anyways, my commission on that was only $5. So this is an example. This box wasn't terrible, okay? I got a bag in it. I got an accessory. That's like my ultimate, right? Got some items that were in decent shape, but just because of which items were damaged and the ones that I chose to send into the Real did not work out for me. My total revenue on this box to date is $133.50, which is not bad, except that the Real gets most of that. So when you take my commissions that I've earned thus far, and you subtract out the cost of the box, I am in a negative of $114. So I think this is probably my biggest loss to date on a box. Now, I do still have the Zach Posen handbag. I do still have the Robert Clergy sandals, and I do still have the Balenciaga boots. So a little less than half of this box is still available for sale. But the boots and the bag, which I feel like are some of the better items in this box, are not in great condition. So we'll just have to see what happens. But for now, I'm taking a loss on this one, y'all. Anyways, let me know what you think. The designer boxes are a big risk. I love opening them. And certainly many of the boxes have paid off big, which is why I keep ordering them. But there are a lot of instances where this kind of thing happens. So anyways, let me know what you think. I will be back a little bit later this week, tomorrow actually, with a jewelry box unboxing. And then later this week, I don't know what box I'm going to do. We'll see. It'll be a surprise for Thredup Thursday. Bye, y'all.